So I get back home and I have this box of angel hair pasta, and it's sitting on the counter, and I knock it over. Like, I knock it off and it falls on the floor. All the pasta noodles, they're just a lot of dry noodles just all over the floor, and I scream like, ah! And I'm picking it up frantically, trying to like pick it up, make sure it's okay, put it back in the box. And as this is happening, I'm going, ah! My money! This is $2 entire dollars on the floor! And in that moment, I heard the words that had just come out of my mouth, and I stopped and I thought, huh, I am fucking cheap. If I had heard anyone else say that, I'd probably have punched him in the face. And so I was riding the bus home, and there was a girl there. And she was hot, but I was just kind of like, you know, I'm not at a point in my life where I'm like actively looking for relationships, so like, fuck it. But I was thinking she's hot, and then but I was at the time listening to all these sad love songs. I had some Jesse McCartney, some Paula Deandra, some Christina DeBarge, and so there were a lot of thoughts running through my head. Some of which were, I'm gonna die alone. No one's ever gonna love me. And then, I don't know, I saw this girl and just a thought entered my head, and it really didn't have anything to do with her specifically, because honestly it could have been any girl in general, really, at that moment. It's just, if it had been a guy, it probably wouldn't have happened, but just any female of the human species could have sat next to me on the bus, and she wasn't right next to me, but she was in the same row across from me, and it probably would have had the exact same effect. And so, long story short, I just had an inspiration. I realized I haven't written this song in forever. Like, I think I wrote, like, since 2011 is when I stopped writing songs, like, regularly. Because, like, I had a job, and I went to school, and I had so many other things I was working to. Music just kind of took a back step. So, like, the past 4 years, I've written, like, 2.5 songs. And so, but then, like, you know, I watched the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton, and seeing Ice Cube just, you know, scribble out a bunch of flows, and I'm like, I remember that feeling. I remember how it used to feel so good to just scribble out songs and stuff, and like I wanted to get back to like just writing songs in a notebook and stuff. And then, like, I had inspiration when she sat next to me, and I just jotted a few things down. Unfortunately, I had, like, 3 stops left to go, so I only got a few lines, and then I had to jump off and come home, and then the pasta, and now my brain's all scrambled up. So here's all I've got. Could it be you standing there right next to me? Could you be my everything? Could you be the one to fall in love with a guy like me? This all seems too familiar. I'm trying not to stare at her. Could you be the one that I've been waiting for all my life? And that's all I have. But it actually got me thinking about something, because this complete and total stranger whose name I never knew and whose face I probably wouldn't even recognize if I did see her again, and I'm writing a song about her. And I stopped and I thought about it, like, I wish someone would write a song about me, and then I realized, like, I've heard people say that before. I can think of 3 specific occasions where a girl said those words to me, and I was like, yeah, it's too bad no one does that. I haven't written a song about you. I mean, have you written a song about you? Of course you haven't. Awkward. But, because I know there are a lot of people who are like, oh my god, I wish someone would write a love song about me, but anytime that I've tried to say something like, you know, I can think of a lot of girls who, like, I was too scared to tell them I had a crush on them, or, you know, I knew they'd say no, so why bother, or she had a boyfriend, or blah blah blah, all these other things, and so she might not even remember who I am, and yet I've got all these love songs about her. I mean, there's a good chance that somewhere in the world there's some guy who wrote a bunch of love songs about you and you just never knew about it. And then, but half the time when that happens, she'll just look at me like, I don't like you that way. And I'm like, bitch, I wasn't talking about you. I was just trying to make you feel better, using specific examples from previous moments in my life, not this precise moment. Nobody likes your ass. But in all honesty, though, that's a thing, because, like, Drew never knew that Taylor wrote a song about him until suddenly he hears it on the radio, and then he's like, what the fuck? And his girlfriend didn't like that. But I'm just saying, you know, we don't know other people's lives, and there are times where we think we understand, and we really don't. There are a lot of things that kind of just slip through our vision that we're just remain completely blissfully unaware of. I mean, there's always a chance that somewhere down the line there was a guy who just, you know, could never find the way to really articulate exactly how he felt about you. Because I know that's why I started writing in the first place, because that's what always happened when I liked someone. It's like, I figured out what to say to you, but sometimes the words, they come out so wrong, always they do. And so, I put it in words, so that people could understand it. And then, I was too scared to show them. I'm just like, no, she's gonna hate it, she's gonna hate me. I don't do it, damn it! So just off the top of my head, I can think of like 12 different girls who I've written, who will never know, or who might never know, at least, that I wrote, that there's at least one guy on this planet who wrote at least one song, one love song about them. And, I mean, you never know. You might be in the same position. I mean, there's always, I highly doubt it, but there's always a chance that somewhere in the world, some maniacal lunatic actually developed feelings for me and was too scared to say anything and wrote a sad, sappy love song about me. I highly doubt it, but, you know, that hope exists.